And going. Welcome. Roger and I are going to talk about something that just came up in my current presence, and I'm moving towards learning to communicate that topic on a deeper level, as I do feel a strong part of why I am the way I am is because of that masculine and feminine energy that is within all of us, and that I do have lots balance or alignment within both, though I do have to own also more masculine energy within me to just thrive in this physical being that is a male in this incarnation. So the divine union is what I want to start with. And I just want to have Roger's perspective, as I know that there are a few more years of experience in this physical lifetime. And I think you have explored lots of divination even within the collective of us with those male and female energies that are around. So, Roger.
Fascinating that you would bring that up today, because this is probably what's going to come through in the channeling session tomorrow. And I would encourage everyone who can to register for it. And it's called Your Success Will Create a Better World. And this is what the work that I've been doing, that we've been doing for the longest time. And what you're speaking of is exactly what the world is moving through. And the reason that information came to you, which is so insightful and intuitive, is that that's what every single person is doing now, is merging these energies within us that have been separated, but they've been separated in our world. Everything that is happening, that is occurring in the world, is not accidental. And this is what I've been talking about for the last several years, which I know was kind of challenging for people to understand that, but now we can see these changes. But individually, there are a lot of people who will have no clue as to what might be happening. But then there are other people who are knowing that something is crazy, something is different, that they don't understand. And it may bring up a lot of fear, which is why I wrote the book on fear. The thing that I couldn't explain, we all have to come to understand, we will evolve into beings that we don't always understand. I could have never told people years ago that I would have received all of this information and brought it into the world. I couldn't have known that, and that it would be transformative, and that it would change my life and heal me and all of that. And I'm saying this because none of us know this. And from sitting with the group members last week, they're telling me of what was coming through and what they're doing and what's changing in their lives. And our world is doing the same thing. I'm just going to, there was a message that came through, and people who will see that workshop that we did last week will understand this, because I did the workshop because I wanted to explain things in more scientific terms, in terms of what is happening, because we're all energy and consciousness. That's all that's going on in ourselves and in the world. And if I could put it into, other terms. So I spent like several days researching, because all this scientific information, so that people would have a greater sense. But the other thing is that we are merging spirituality, science, and human potential. At least that's what I'm up to. And that's what our world is doing now. This is why we're trying to rebalance everything. So yes, that's why you brought up that subject, and that's so perfect. And women, the female energy is so important now. And for you, as you became very aware of, to bring that forth, you are going to embody more of the masculine, to feel the courage or the warrior spirit, like many of us will, to bring that information through.
Yeah, powerful said. And I feel that I'm going to also will, in the short meditation that we do at the beginning to center ourselves and to connect, I will also bring those two energies and invite those two energies in, and to allow us collectively to feel also the difference and between those two first, but also how it feels when we are having those energies in alignment with each other. Right. So yeah, it's an interesting interesting time, and as you say it, for me, from my perspective, if I look at the history and what we've been told and what we can see, what we can research, is how many years have we had it like that? That
Mhm,
actually the masculine part, or like the men, were ruling over this
mhm,
planet and
mhm,
made decisions, right? From simply that point of view, which is overly masculine. As you say, I
mhm,
intuitively picked that topic as my intuition tells me that this is um that I have to do this, but also like I'm just aware within me that this shift is
mhm.
occurring in this current moment. And I know that many of us, especially a man, right? Like we have to learn also to what it is to be in a healthy way, to embody the divine masculine in a healthy way, because I think the most of us, we can agree that our dads, they didn't knew how to do
Mhm,
that. And we've not
mhm.
been told how to do that. And this is beautiful to be able to share and to help inspire others, or even to help them heal from that wound that we all experiencing from suppressing the divine feminine, which we all feel because we all are connected to that energy, no matter if we're male or female.
I'll do some big picture stuff here. I'm just going to talk about it, and a lot of this will come through in the channeling session tomorrow. I don't have it all, but I know a lot of this will be explained. We all come into the world to perform a role, a mission, and that mission is to become ourselves. And when we do this, this is why I said the science of becoming yourself. When you cannot own your unique self, then you can't live the physical life you wanted to have, and that's what we all want to do. And then when you can't give others permission to do that, then we end up with a world that looks the way that it does now because we've forgotten our unique connection to source or to all that is. And then we're going to struggle with that. And this is why we're moving through, and I'm just going to give this to everyone. We'll be moving through this period for another, at least another year or so, because what happens is we're so resistant to change. When I started talking about this 3 years ago, I knew about the what the world would look like. I knew that people would not necessarily be able to understand certain folks, but others do know what's going on. And but for me, that was challenging because it was a whole shift that I had to do in my life and in my career and my career direction because I knew what was going to be more important. I did something, this is before I met you, but I recorded something a few years ago and I said, I have the only thing that you will need. And that, or the most important thing you will need, something like that. And what that was mindset, because we were all going to experience this kind of like feeling of what's going on, what's going to happen in the world, what's going, and we can change that individually within ourselves when we start to work with our mindset to understand who we are, bring forth something, some empowering energy that exists within each person, and then start to see and own our importance, which is what the more of that channeling session is going to be about tomorrow as well.
What role does love play in this?
All of it. The only thing that happened is that we have, and I'm so glad you said that because we can look at, wow, thank you for that, because I'm hearing, and there's a message that I received, this was years ago, and it says, you forgot to love yourself. And
We did.
And that's for all of us. That's for the world. And so what we're moving through now and all of these divisions, all this anger, all of this stuff is that this is memories that are coming through for all of us because we have them ingrained in our DNA. And so what is happening now is that we're trying to remember that we matter, that we're important. And you see it in every single group. You see it in huge groups going on. That's why we're having strikes, that we're having people, that's why women are been speaking up more, and it's going on globally. We can see it. But if we understand what is happening, and if we decide, and the crazy thing is, if more people decided, oh, I'm going to love myself more, I'm going to prosper, I'm going to become successful, because it's all about energy. And so if we put that energy into the world, we have a very different world, because what's happened over centuries, as you've said quite rightly, is that there's been a growing divide between wealth and income. That's what we're seeing happening now. And so we're in the world now, which is what a restructuring is, to create something better, which is why that message, that thing tomorrow, is that about our success. The success has to occur within each person. We are meant to be happy. We're meant to be prosperous. We're meant to have all the riches. It's not just for some people, it's for all of us. And this is the rebalancing that we're moving through now.
Self-love is not narcissistic, right? And this is what we have to come to understand as well, because like many, me included, growing up,
Yes.
like I thought if I do what's best for me, I'm selfish, I'm this, I'm that, right? And I kind of talked negatively to myself, and it was holding me that back, or I made decisions therefore to please other people, to be a part of something that actually did not resonate with me. And I had to learn, and I did learn that a lot in the last 2 years, 2.5 years, since
Mm-hmm.
I had that heavy accident. That, and for everyone who didn't know, I got hit by a car on a highway walking. But like this just allowed me to see that this happened because I didn't love myself,
Mm-hmm.
or that I didn't love myself that much that I make the decisions that are right for me. So, and there's always a part that loves yourself, right? There's always a part in you that has that deep love and appreciation for who you are. And everything else is just distraction that I would say be very mindful if you choose to listen to it or not, within your own thoughts. And yeah, the to go back into the mindset now, and then we
Mm-hmm.
get going into the mindset work that we do, and the way that we talk to ourselves and the way that we change our brain, if we rewire our brain and we're building those new neural pathways, right, that allows us then to make stronger neural networks within our brain that are stronger than those old limiting beliefs, right? And we're just overriding those old programs and creating a new me. I create a new me, right? If I look at the cells, how long cells do exist within my physical being, not longer than 7 years. So I have the chance to renew myself every 7 years. This is profound, right? This is profound, and then we can really heal anything that we want.
Someone sent me a message on one of my, and I'm going to talk about this more, and it will come through, because someone made a comment on the YouTube video. They said, I'd like to hear more about healing. And because I've talked about it some in my book and all of that, but I'm going to talk about more of it. It was when we did the workshop the other day, I showed a photo of all the writings that I had done for 35 years. And so every single day, because I was using neuroscience to change my brain, and that's what caused me to create mind-body connections to cause healing. I've healed
Yeah.
more things than any person can possibly think of. And this is the information that I'm going to give to others. And so I had to become more present in terms of owning that and talking about it a lot more, which is why I talked about my introvertism in the presentation. However, this is a different time, and each of us must own those aspects of ourselves that we've kind of put. You said about love. Let me go back there, because that was so perfect.
Yeah.
Everybody will get this. The only difficulty that we will experience in our lives is when we are choosing not to love ourselves. But we have to have the experiences to know that, so we can come to that awareness. This didn't work out right because I didn't own the next portion of who I'm meant to become. We're always evolving. We evolve in our consciousness individually, and we do that collectively. The collective unconscious is out of whack right now, which is what we are here to change, to create something different. And this is the work that we're doing, and many, many other people. But I just want to bring more awareness. That's why I did that workshop, and I hope more people will see that. But we'll have it published. But we're going to create something else next week that'll be, you don't even know about this yet, but it's going to be so much fun.
Sounds awesome. Yeah. So until before next Friday, right? Just bouncing that in between here. I'm going to be not being available for a few days.
Oh, that's going to be, yes.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. As I'm traveling. But yeah, love, right? And things go wrong if we decide not to love ourselves. Like things will just like, whoa. And honestly, synchronistic events, just one example, how I met you again, or like the way that we are, how aligned you and I are on many ways, is in the way that we perceive things, is astrologically is remarkable, right? And we do attract those people to build those alliances when we love ourselves, when we make the decision to love ourselves. And then we have to love ourselves for what we've accomplished so far. And to bring it back to what you've just said, you've done that mindset work for years because you were writing so much and you changed your neurochemistry through that you now are the person that you are. Like for me, the same. In the last few years, like I really, I started writing down, and I saw myself shifting through that as well. And to come to the point that I'm sitting at now here, that was a German word in this English sentence. That I'm sitting, you didn't even recognize it, right? That I'm sitting here now, and I can say, wow, like what I've done is great, and I can be proud of myself, and I can look into the mirror and can say, wow, Jana, thank you for doing what you do, right? And thank you for really putting in that work. And it hasn't been like that I've been consistent all the time, like in those periods. But overall, I've been consistent. And if I lost myself for a few days, or I haven't done something for a week or two in terms of writing or whatever it might be that helps me becoming better and to develop myself, I picked it back up and I forgave myself. Forgiveness, a big part of it all, to forgive ourselves also if we don't do the things that we say we do. But we're human and we're here to experience all of it, right? It's very, very important to just like keep going and pick yourself back up the moment that you realize that you forgot actually to do what you love. And the moment that we do what we love, the energy flows.
Yeah.
Life becomes effortless.
And that's what is going to come through in the session tomorrow. So again, I hope people register for that, because every person born is meant to prosper, is meant to thrive, is meant to have everything that they desire. And all they have to do is move through the programmed limitations and restrictions that have existed within them, within all of us, every single person. And then we start to reach this completely new level of existence in our lives, but also in the world. And that's what we're all moving through now. And so more will be explained.
Exactly. And the workshop is tomorrow, and a little bit
The
more
channeling
than.
session is tomorrow.
Oh yeah, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
So in 25 hours.
Yes.
So if you want to sign up, you will find the link in the description or in the comments or anything like that. You can also go on watcharburnley.com and you will find it there. And yeah, right, if you struggle with maybe even knowing how it feels to be in your feminine side or in your masculine side, or if you just feel little bit weird or awkward with this whole topic generally, come and listen, right? Or like enjoy the meditation at the beginning, that I hope and trust that it will be for benefit to your evolution, to find the harmony within yourself, that you become the best possible self that you can be, right? And to prosper from yourself, to prosper from who you are to the core of your being, as a soul having this human experience. And yeah, right, maybe even
Yes.
connect to your soul if you haven't done so. So yeah, Roger will channel
And
Wilhelm.
yes, and even if they
Mm-hmm.
can't be there in person, just register because everyone will have this replay because it's going to be so healing. It's going to be, people will understand more and it will
Yeah,
help us all move forward. So,
exactly. Yep.
but
This is why we're here. Easy. Thanks, bro.
thank you.
Talk soon.
Okay,
Everyone, sign up for the workshop. Keep dialing in, right? And yeah, just enjoy yourself even more than you did before. If you like that and that conversation, if it helped you, it might be able to help someone else. So share it in your Instagram story, Facebook story, whatsoever, on your bio, wherever you feel to share it to, or talk with someone about it and bring those people with to the workshop, as we are here to change the world. And like, it is turbulent out there. Like, we experience the world is changing fast, and it's time to make the changes and the adjustments necessary for you to be happy and fulfilled in your life and to love yourself and others. Alrighty, talk
perfect.
soon, everyone.